Hi everyone, Messi Code back again with another live dev interview, this time with AI Unity, the creator of Script Builder, Nlog Logger and multiple tags. This is the first part of the three-part interview. I've chopped it up into three pieces to make it easier to manage, and this is where we get introduction, say hello to AI Unity, and then we'll be getting started with Script Builder and learning how we can use Nlog Logger and multiple tags. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. Hello everyone in chat, say a massive messy welcome to AI designer, creator of Script Designer, C-Log, Nlog and multiple tags, and probably a million other things that are inside his head waiting to come out all over the asset store. Welcome.
Glad to be here. Okay. And hopefully to add an AI product eventually.
Wow, that would make your name make sense completely. So it's one of the things we chatted about on stream yesterday, that you are called AI designer, but you don't actually have any AI assets on the asset store. How did that come about?
Well, I started off as trying to build an AI project of my own and needed tools. So the tools didn't in themselves involve AI. But once my project evolves more, I imagine I will get some AI products out there. But the products I do have are kind of fundamental to everything, including AI. But we can get into that more as we go along.
Well, I'm going to say yes. Let me load up. I was playing about with some other stuff. So let me load up you on the big chat screen. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's do the old. Here we go. Chat box and browser. There we go. There we go. Everyone can see. Thank you so much, Fresh Meat, for posting those links in chat. So if you do want to check these out for yourself in better quality than on my stream, you can click on those wonderful links that Fresh Meat has posted in chat. We've got Unity Nlog bit.ly link and a Unity Script Builder bit.ly link and a Unity multi-tags bit.ly link.
Thank you very much.
That's wonderful stuff. Making sure that everything's perfect so you can see. So everyone at home, AI designer can see everything that's on my screen. I can't see most things that's on my screen now because I've got too many windows open. So let's click on this. What are your videos you've got here? Are these tutorials that you've got here?
They are very much tutorials. Yeah, an overview followed by detailed tutorials of each function. I try to be pretty comprehensive.
So if people want to learn how to use your stuff, it's pretty straightforward. They've got a manual, they've got YouTube videos they can go to, and hopefully by the end of this I'll have this stream as well as a reference.
Yes, and tooltips inside the editor, the GUI. It's always aimed to give you a complete understanding, so you have many choices.
Oh, we do love tooltips in the editor. We do love tooltips in the editor. It's very important because it's actually not that hard for developers to even do. So there's no excuse why not to do it.
No.
But when you are in the editor, you haven't got time to load up a menu or find a YouTube video. You just want to hover your mouse over something and get some information out of it.
That's right. And all three products have dedicated websites with references if you need them, along with a dedicated forum. Because AI Unity, those threads get quite long, so they have the dedicated forum, so you can just see whatever product you want. You can find some answers.
Hang on, wait a minute. You've got a dedicated forum and page and website, right. Not just even page, for each one of your assets.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's forum.aiunity.com.
So how do it's a lot of maintenance you've got there supporting all of these assets that you've got.
Yes, very much so. And I
yeah, go on.
The forum has been a good avenue. All my bugs were found from there. Yeah, there you go, right there. See each product, and people have pointed out every little mistake that's been made, which has made it stronger. And I quickly get on those. You can see my responses. So I hope that that helps the user base.
So we can see just straight from here that Nlog seems to be the most popular of your assets.
Yes, it's been taking off quite well, and all of them are rated really well. I mean, they all have the only 5-star ratings, but I'm already going to plug. I'm sure asset developers do. It seems to be the lifeblood. If people can review, nobody's into reviewing these days.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. People like click the stars inside the editor, inside Unity, but then they don't actually write anything.
Yeah,
I've been guilty of that a few times myself, to be honest.
yeah.
But
The downloads have gone quite crazy, especially for nlog and multi tags. But the reviews stay quite stagnant. So I guess it's working for everybody.
well, yeah, there's no one giving a negative review, so that's always good news.
That's true. That's true.
So what I would say is that whoever's going to win these asset prizes tonight, make sure that you pop over to the asset store. Oh, obviously after you check them out and use them, and if you do like them, tell people about it, because there's a lot of asset developers in the Messi community that are friends of ours. We've got people like Where It's Max, we've got Antonio, we've got Adam Goodrich, we've got loads of people. We've got the whole Microsplat collection there. So all these people need developers to go out there and post comments on the Unity Asset Store. We've seen how powerful that is. We've seen what happened with Ultimate Survival when people go there and they post negative comments. How quickly Unity take down an asset. So imagine how quickly they take down an asset. Imagine what strength and power that you can give to these asset devs if you give a positive review. Don't forget, a lot of these people who are asset developers, they rely. I mean, they're full-time asset developers. Are you a full-time asset developer? Or is this
No, I would quarter time, but if it takes off and I were to add more, I could make it full time.
Well, hopefully, I mean, if your stuff's any good, or which we're going to check out on the stream today, well,
yes, and I hope so. And well said on the feedback from the users. That's true, and I echo that. And it's quite motivating as an asset developer to just see people respond, even through reviews.
It's also because we've chatted to a few asset developers this past week, and to be honest, I couldn't do it. I could not do it whatsoever. I could not be you could not pay me enough to be an asset developer, because I'd have to support people, and even the people because I got free tutorials, and we stick them on YouTube and I post on Facebook and stuff. But I get a lot of people emailing me and asking me questions, but that's easy to manage, especially as I go, well, it's free. Go out, read it yourself. Leave me alone. I'm having a kebab. But when people have actually paid you for a service, you can't do that. You can't tell them to leave you alone because you're having a kebab. You actually have to support them. Otherwise, they give you negative feedback. And that's the worst thing that you want.
Right. And it certainly helps that Unity supports 100 platforms. So that just makes it super easy. Yeah.
I just choked a little bit on my cider. So which ones do you have to put your effort? Do you have to sit there and do all of your work, make sure it works on iOS, Android, Macs, Linux, desktop, Windows machines?
Yes, pretty much. I bought a little Mac Mini just so I can verify that, but the users are quick to tell me if any platform is missing, and I'll jump on it. Because I've always wanted, I understand some assets are very graphical in nature and can't support all platforms, but as a user, if I saw one, even if I wasn't targeting that platform and the asset said I can't do that platform, it would give me a worry. Like, what if one day I do want that platform? It would hesitate me. So I try, and unfortunately my tools are so generic and meant for every developer to fundamentally design a product that it works on all platforms by nature.
I never even thought that. Honestly, I never even thought. How can I've never thought about having to support Macs and Linuxes and Windows and iOSes and Androids? Oh, you always think like, oh, you have to support mobiles. It has to be optimized for mobile, but there's loads of different devices and operating systems.
Just for an example, log, which I know we're not doing first, can write to a file instead of the console, and that file system might be on a different location in Android than iOS than your desktop, and people want to find that log file should they decide to log to log files instead of console.
Okay, that is it. I'm never going to be an asset store developer. Never. That's it. You've closed that argument for me. Okay, that's it. I'll take my hats off to you guys. That's nuts. So what actually got you started in Unity in the first place? Because obviously you didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to be an asset store developer. You must have been a Unity user to begin with.
Yes, very much so. And I wonder if all asset stores start this way, building maybe through a hobby or even considering a product, but trying to build, an asset, a product that'd be sellable, whether it be a game or a utility. And then you realize things are missing that are so fundamental, like logging and like creating scripts, hence script builder, logger, and tagging objects. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
why, at least for me, it's things that are fundamental to Unity. Yet I could see that they'll never have a path to it because they'll keep improving graphics and other things, but I feel like they'll never have a script builder just because it's not in their wheelhouse, or even a logger because I stole it from the C# world. And
So it's there.
so I thought it was a lifetime type of asset, and I didn't want it to be outdated. So I'm hoping that's what will happen.
I mean, why can't they have multiple tags as standard? I mean,
I don't know.
how difficult was it for you to make that multiple tag system?
Uh, Not too bad. I just really needed it, and I pictured myself as other developers, and there's a couple other multi tags which actually do quite fine, but they just build their own system, and they're kind of separate from Unity. Build their own manager that looks for the tags, but people want to stay close to Unity, so
Yeah.
I want to get out of the way, and so I have not touched Unity's tag system. It's multi tags using Unity's tag system, which I think was a little bit of magic, and it'll last forever once we go through that. I
I
think
mean,
I managed to
so
get over the right answer there.
you telling me that I upgrade to Unity 2018.8, and if the Unity don't change their tagging system, your multi-tag's still going to work?
That's right, and it works with their tag, and when you see it, you'll understand exactly why. It's just a small little difference that makes it all happen. Multi tags.
Oh, we're gonna have to play with that because I haven't loaded
Yeah,
that. I haven't played with that
I
one
know
yet.
you haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I hope that was a good teaser.
Yeah, because I said because we had a little test call earlier, and AI designer was saying let's make sure this works on your machine and stuff. And I was like, I want to keep things secret. I want to keep things secret. So I had a quick play of a demo of the script builder, just like literally 2 seconds. I was like, oh, what can I throw at it? What can I throw at it? And I was like, oh my god, that's. I won't. I'll wait until you see what I saw. But I was excited by that. I was, and this multi-tag thing is getting me very giddy as well.
Oh.
So when you actually made these things, you went, okay, I can make some money off of this. I can stick these as assets on the asset store, and I can earn a couple of quid while I work on my own project. Was that
Exactly. And all three of those are obviously my first three assets in my project, and they were there. And then it does take quite a bit more to make them worthy of being the asset store because of the platforms and whatnot. But it just makes them stronger. Now they're very strong products, more than if I would have just used them.
So which one was first?
Script builder, and then quickly followed by logger, because I think logging is the lifeblood of almost any language. Unity, it's something that's timeless. You have breakpoints and stuff, but to have beautiful log messages that are not overwhelming you and just right where you need them to be. I'm working on this one spot. Please tell me what's happening with log messages that I write my log messages in this class, because I'm currently creating this class. Tell me what's happening. What's my speed? What's whatever. You write the log messages, but it homes in on what you're doing.
Mark Game Dev in chat, are you listening to this? We were just in Discord talking about this exact same thing that you need in your Ultimate Survival project, because for some reason you are flying in the sky every time you go near a body of water in your build. So get yourself some logging, mate. Get yourself some
That's
logs,
right.
and not the kind of logs that you need an axe to take down.
That's right. Anybody can write 6,000 log messages in all their scripts, but then they deal with 1,000 or scrolling messages, and you just throw it away and say that you get a headache.
That's pretty much my code. So if you've been to any of my tutorials, you would see random log thrown in here, there. No idea what to do with it. So what problems have you had since being an asset store developer? Because we've got a lot of people in chat who even in the Discord are trying to get themselves on the asset store. They've made a few small code or art assets, and they're trying to get their foot in the door. West, Weestrider or West Rider, even West Rider says multi-tag is on my favorite list. Well done.
Oh yeah, I
Good
see
man.
that. Oh, I'm excited. Well, lots of struggles. I mean, visibility is one, and I wish I would have been smarter to find channels like this. I did a lot of spamming of the forums because just like myself, you're shy to try an asset that's just out there with no rating yet. It takes time
Yes.
and and so just to get the word out and really picking your asset is key. I mean, there's ways that you find out what people want before you build one. And for myself, I like timeless ones because I see Unity just evolving so quickly. So if you pick something that fixes, I don't know, some graphical element in the pipeline or some lighting thing, next Unity will have a whole nother lighting engine and a whole nother way of doing graphics or shaders that makes your asset kind of lost or
Yeah, you don't want to be obsolete. You don't want to be obsolete with
obsolete.
the
Yes, that's
next
what the word
build.
is.
I had somebody ask me a question. I think it was on Facebook or Discord. Can't remember which one it was, but it was a couple of days ago. I'm getting old. The question was, what asset should I make for the asset store that would get me the most sales? And I wish I could answer that question because then I would use it for myself and be the richest man in the world. But it is that question that everyone wants to know. Like, what should I be building? Like you said, you want something that isn't going to be obsolete. You want something timeless. But you
Yeah.
also, it's hard to know what people want because you only really know what you want yourself or what your friends want.
Oh, that's right. I have seen some topics that I wouldn't have thought would have been so big, like visual scripting or something like that, because I'm a coder and I don't want to be that abstracted from it. But I understand there's newbies, maybe people even younger people just playing around with a tool and things like I don't know, Playmaker even. These things just explode.
Yeah,
But there's
Bolt's
other
come out of the blue,
areas.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
Bolt, this
Yeah.
new one. I didn't even
Bolt,
realize.
yes.
I was like, why do you need a neat for Bolt? Why would you need Bolt if Playmaker's already out? But apparently there's enough demand out there. Now Bolt is going great guns.
Yeah, and in fact, Script Builder is my answer to Bolt and Playmaker. I like Script Builder because it builds scripts, so I don't want to be taken out of the driver's seat. I can, after Script Builder builds a script, I can go, it's my script, and I can keep changing it. I don't want somebody abstracting my scripts, and I and then if something goes wrong, I don't really know what's happening underneath. So that's why I built these tools, and I'm hoping to find the niche of people that want to be involved with a script, but they just want to do it faster and not do the busy work, but they want to still see the end result and not lose the lower level, not so that debugging is too hard.
Well, I've loaded up in a blank scene or blank project in Unity 2017.4.7 F1. Don't ask me why I'm using this version of Unity. It's one of the ones I've got on my machine. I'm super curious what script builder is capable of. Fidri, oh, my friend, sit down, put your feet up, get yourself a bag of crisps and maybe a nice cold drink, and you're going to be prepared to have your mind blown. Your mind blown.
Ah, yes, we've teased the interest. I like that.
Yeah. I've imported in also this pack, gestures pack from, I forgot who they were, Moro Motion. It was a pack that I bought for a couple of quid off the asset store, and it had some animations in there. So we're going to be playing about with Script Builder and this pack. I've also got in my pack RPG animations. That is, I can't remember who made RPG animations. I'll find it for you guys in a second. Let me find it. Let me find RPG animations. Got some plugs of the people that we're using in here. So we've got 2 animation packs. RPG animations. Where are they? Here we go. Shine Bright, and he's got a free version of it. Now the other question that people were asking the other day was, how much should you price your assets at? And you see a lot of assets that are like for a tenner or for 20 or even for 5 quid on the asset store. You can find assets for a fiver. But you've got 2 problems with that. One problem is it too cheap for Unity to promote you? Because Unity make money off basically their commission. So if your asset isn't going to be very expensive, what's Unity's point in promoting it? And I've noticed that some expensive assets seem to get heavily promoted, whereas some amazing cheaper assets don't get the limelight from Unity. But then if you price yourself too high, not that many people are going to buy you.
It is a tricky tightrope, but I would echo that, not making it too cheap. I like just making a super strong product that just speaks for itself, and people would, once they see it, will just pay anything. But then you give them a reasonable price, as low as you can do to make profit. But if you go too low, thinking you'll get a lot of users, it can backfire, because people think it's not a quality product for some reason you associate. And then if you do get users and you were to get a whole bunch at a cheap price, you get a lot of support. You have to support a large user base, and for this complex project. And if it's a complex project at a cheap price, then you have if it's complex, there's probably going to be a lot of questions. And so now you're answering questions to a large number and you didn't make profit for. So be careful of underpricing too.
I can't emphasize that enough. That feeling that, I'm just going to spam myself out there, get my popularity out there, and then I'm going to ride it. I'll put my price up later. Now it backfires. A, you've got a load of people who bought you when it was cheap, and B, the people who didn't buy you when it was cheap know that it was cheap, and they're going to wait for it to come down in price in their sale or something, or they resent the fact that it went up in price. So yeah, it's a very tricky thing. But to be fair, everyone in chat, AI Unity stuff, let's just put it this way: nlog is $30, multiple tags is $15, script builder is $45, and CLogger is $15. I was going to say 15 loggers, $15. So these are all very reasonably priced, especially these like multiple tags. It's not something that's going to change the world drastically on your bank balance, but at the same regard, it's not the most complex asset in the entire world. So I think $15 is reasonably priced, to be honest, reasonable price. But let's have a look. So we've got Sanyo saying, I didn't even know there was a script builder asset. Like we just said, visibility. How do you get yourself known? How do you get yourself out there on the asset store? How do you get people knowing about you?
Yeah, very tricky. It's a crowded space these days, and I'm not an expert. I just the asset publishers do have a forum, and that was probably how all my first ratings came in. Just people must be polling that, and that's your one big freebie. So you stay active there. But that can only get you to the people looking there, which is a good little group. But outside of that, the YouTube videos, I imagine that pulled in some. My training videos caught people going from YouTube into the other direction. Just happened to come across it in YouTube. But outside of that, just any kind of avenue you can find. And this is an excellent one. I've just never thought of how Messi's helping us all here.
Yeah, I'm a hero.
Yes, you are my hero.
I'm a Superman, really, at the end of the day. Is that right, Fresh Meat? Yeah, Fresh Meat's in there, yeah. He's just come back. He's got himself a... Fresh Meat always just decides to make a random barbecue in the middle of the stream for some reason. Well, that was it for this first part of this live dev interview. The next part, we'll be learning how to use Script Builder, and then it's time to play about with nlog logger and multiple tags. And don't forget, if you do like these videos and you'd like to see more, do tell your friends, your neighbours, random people on the street, and you can catch Messi Coder on YouTube and on Twitch, or the w.twitch.tv/themessycoder. So if you do like it, click it. Till next time. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now, and down below there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.